From 90.7 WFAE, this is NewsWorthy for Friday, May 22nd, 2026. I'm Eric Teal. Two-time NASCAR Cup Series champion Kyle Busch has died at the age of 41. Busch was hospitalized Wednesday with an unspecified severe illness. The Associated Press reports Busch was testing in the Chevrolet racing simulator in Concord Wednesday when he became unresponsive. Kyle Busch was NASCAR's winningest driver across its 3 national touring series. The 41-year-old is survived by his wife and 2 children. Austin Hill will drive Busch's car in this Sunday's Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The North Carolina Department of Transportation says Wednesday night's surprise vote to stop the Interstate 77 toll lanes means Charlotte will lose $700 million in state funding that had been set aside. Steve Harrison has this report.
In a stunning vote, a supermajority of the Charlotte Regional Transportation Planning Organization Board voted Wednesday to rescind its support for the $3.2 billion toll lane project, which has been in the works since 2014. The DOT has said the money allocated for the project will instead be distributed to other cities with critical highway needs. In a statement after the vote, leaders said that the $700 million earmarked for I-77 was meant to, quote, address congestion, crash rates, and community-driven priorities. That money doesn't have to be lost forever, however. It's possible a new I-77 plan could be put forward and receive funding early next decade. In its statement, the DOT said it's committed to delivering projects that local governments ask for. Steve Harrison, WFAE News.
West Charlotte neighborhood residents got a major win Wednesday night when the Transportation Planning Organization Board voted to rescind support for the project. Elvis Menayese has more on what residents feel led to the withdrawal.
A 6-5 vote by the Charlotte City Council last week to withdraw support for the toll lanes expansion was the first critical step to stopping the project. On Wednesday, the Charlotte Regional Transportation Planning Organization Board also polled support for the multi-billion-dollar project. Chandler Rinn lives in Wilmore near South End. His home was at risk of being bulldozed.
Definitely surprised. This is not typically how these things go, but a lot of the feedback from our neighbors has always been the whole project has been rushed through and kind of a lot of ways shoved down our throats.
Jack Williams also lives in the Wilmore neighborhood. He says local pressure made this halt possible.
I think it's the residents. I think it's local groups like, Sustain Charlotte, Black Political Caucus. This isn't just one person or, one group. I think it's been an entire community effort.
The DOT has said it will redirect funding from I-77 to projects in other cities. Elvis Menayese, WFAE News.
A judge at Charlotte's immigration court ordered the deportation of a Honduran asylum seeker Thursday, even though he was killed more than a year ago. Julian Berger has more.
Levi Mendez Maldonado came to the U.S. when he was 17, seeking asylum from Honduras. Charlotte-Mecklenburg police say Mendez Maldonado was shot and killed on Revolution Park Drive in November 2024. He was 19 at the time of his death. Attorney Becca O'Neill with Carolina Migrant Network represented him. She says she appeared in court Thursday morning and informed the judge and the Department of Homeland Security prosecutors that her client had died. She says she provided a CMPD press release identifying him, but the government would not dismiss the case without a death certificate.
This strikes me as particularly dark because this person can't be removed. He's not alive anymore. So this is yet another example of they don't care about the safety of these individuals or about whether they live or die.
The judge's written order says Mendez Maldonado failed to appear in court and was ordered removed. Nearly 86% of cases in Charlotte's immigration court this year have ended in removal. Julian Berger, WFAE News.
A group of North Carolina House Republicans wants to give local governments new power over large data centers. Their bill also bans the increasingly controversial facilities from receiving incentives from local governments. Adam Wagner reports from Raleigh.
Representative Matthew Winslow and his fellow bill sponsors say they want to keep data centers from pushing North Carolinians' electric bills up. Their legislation, which was voted out of the House Energy Committee on Wednesday, also requires large data centers to use closed-loop cooling systems. Winslow, a Franklin County Republican, says that without those systems, data centers could use between 1 and 5 million gallons of water every day.
That's our livelihoods. We drink water to survive. Data centers are important, but they're not as important as our life, right? And so what we're saying is that there are better alternatives out there, like closed loop systems that do not lose as much water and aren't using your municipal drinking water systems.
The bill also requires large data centers to assess the impact noise from their facilities would have on nearby homes and businesses. And it gives local governments the ability to make data centers study how they will impact nearby natural and cultural resources. The House Rules Committee is set to hear the bill next. Adam Wagner, North Carolina Newsroom, Capitol Bureau.
The Federal Aviation Administration says it will distribute $970 million in federal grants to select airports around the country. Charlotte Douglas will receive $28 million to finish replacing its roof and HVAC units in the main and south atrium and Terminal Concourse D. Construction is scheduled to begin in 2027. The annual Refed Food Waste Summit came to Charlotte this week. Zachary Turner brings us this story on how researchers are looking for climate solutions in an unusual place, our dinner plates.
Fossil fuels and the carbon dioxide pollution that they emit are the largest contributors to global warming. But Charles Brook, a program director at Spark Climate Solutions, is also focused on so-called superpollutants, like methane.
Right now, 30% of all the global warming that we feel is driven by methane.
A significant fraction comes from livestock. It's a problem that University of Georgia professor Jefferson Lorenzo is tackling head-on. He wants to know, how do we get cows to burp less?
Methane production is a waste of energy. So every time an animal burps methane, eructates methane, it's eructating calories, okay? It's losing energy.
That's energy that could have ended up on the plate, instead of as a super pollutant in our atmosphere. Brooks said farms could cut that waste by changing cattle diets, incorporating probiotics, and selective breeding. Zachary Turner, WFAE News.
School bus drivers from Charlotte-Mecklenburg schools, Union County, and other area school districts gathered in Charlotte Thursday morning to compete in the annual Transportation Rodeo. They fought for the chance to represent their district in the statewide competition in Raleigh this June. James Farrell has more.
Drivers had to guide their buses through tight lanes, come to precise stops, and reverse between traffic cones. Colleagues from their home schools came in matching outfits, spectating and cheering their fellow drivers.
You go, Angela, you got this!
Officials said it was a chance to showcase the types of challenges drivers face every day. But Alexandria Martin and Lakeisha Mercer, CMS drivers who came to cheer on the colleagues from their transportation areas, said there was a lot on the line.
Oh yeah, it's bragging rights because Independence is going to win.
I believe Myers Park is going to win. We're kind of at the top right now, so I disagree with that. Myers Park is going to win.
7 drivers will move on to the statewide competition in Raleigh, 3 from CMS, 3 from Union County, and 1 from Richmond County. James Farrell, WFAE News.
And for Friday, May 22nd, that's Newsworthy. I'm Eric Teal.